Chaos.
Chaos.
Alright, so I'm going to pretty much try to unbox it. Okay. So we got ourselves the screwdriver. Okay. With a protective tip. Or if I can take it off. Oh, yep, there we go. Yeah. So got a protective tip for that screwdriver there. So it comes with a screwdriver. So I'm gonna put that back in there. Which I'll probably just use the other screwdriver instead. I tend to use that very often. And we got ourselves the thermal pads, I assume. Yep, thermal pads. So we got two of them this time. So we got the blue one and the red one. So interesting. Oh. So good to know. Very interesting. So that way I can use it for that stuff. And I'm guessing that's the heat sink right there. And let me see if I can try to get it open it here. If I could. Let's see what it looks like. Because since I watched like the NASCompares video about it, I thought, you know, maybe try it out myself too, just out of curiosity. And this is what it looks like, so interesting. And of course it has the M.2 screws, so you can put in there for the outer part of it too. It has a amount of grooves and stuff like that, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, so interesting. Kind of almost looks like almost like the shape of a tortilla chip for some reason. I'm not sure why I think that, but I have a strong urge for nachos for some odd reason. So yeah, so I guess that's what the outside looks like on the top parts, and then we got the heat pipe right here, which definitely caught my interest, to be honest, because I couldn't say no to a heat pipe like this one. I'm like, yes, please to that. It could be super beneficial. So very interesting. Since I was able to back up my PS5 games, which I was able to transfer them from the Samsung 980 Pro, 2 terabytes by the way, which I transferred some of the about like almost all the games from that SSD to the console storage, and as well as the USB external storage. So I'm gonna try and see if I can swap out the heatsink from Sabrent, and then with the Elecgear heatsink. So I'm just get my screwdriver here. It was the same one I used from before. So I'm gonna take this out whatsoever. Okay. Oh, hold on. Okay, there we go. So there's the SSD there. And I think I plan to try to see if I could use that EVA pad, which I kept calling it like an EVA foam for no reason. So it's technically a EVA pad, so I just had to correct myself there and so forth. So let me just take out the screw out of here. Get this out of there. Okay. And I'm gonna try and see if I can put that pad on there. EVA pad. So it's probably this one right away. That's what I probably use most likely. And it also has a sticker too, surprisingly, so that's pretty cool. So I can stick it into place. So I'm gonna try to remove the sticker here. If there's sticky residue, oh, there it is. Yep, sticky part, fantastic. So I think it says that I have to put it at the right over here, I believe. Most likely when I look at the instructions and etc. So I just want to make sure to center it properly, if I could. Just trying to get it in the middle. So at least that way I could be able to give it some more space. Oh, I messed up there. I gotta try again. I was trying to get it properly. It's gonna drive me nuts. because I wanted to try it just out of curiosity. Almost had it. Just trying to get it properly there. Come on. And okay. Let me just try to recenter it again. It's gonna drive me crazy. One more time. Okay. So I kind of got it this time. All right. So fantastic. So at least that way you can stay off the grip, stay off that part. Okay. And now to put the SSD back in there. Probably try it out of curiosity. Okay. Just want to make sure it fits properly. Because I just want to double check here. Just want to make sure it runs properly. Okay. All right, fantastic. All right, cool. It actually fits. I should have got that UVA pad in the first place. That's what I should have done. So yeah, this is pretty cool. Luckily, I was able to do that, so that's pretty cool. So let me just put this back in there. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Done goofed it a bit. Oh, did it again. Okay. Now we got it. Fantastic. Keep it in place. All right, cool. It's good. It's good to go. So let me just make sure I get the thermal pad first, whatsoever. Yeah, because I was thinking about using these ones, for example, but they seem a little too thin, so I'll probably use the other thermal pad instead that I recently got from Amazon. But I bought these ones, by the way. Yeah, they seem a little bit more thicker, to be honest, so yeah. Knocked it over, done goofed it. So let me just try to open this up for a second, so you guys can see for yourselves. Oh, hold on, let me see. Just have to open up this thing. Apparently my hands were a little slippery because apparently I put some body lotion on there. See if I can try to get it out of there. Very slippery. And okay, here we go. Got it this time. So I think it should look like something like this. Let me just try to see if I can take one, for example. Probably at least like one piece. If I could get it out of there. If I can. Oh yeah, okay, slightly. Gotta chip that off a bit. And just rip off the hole. There we go. Make it easier. Alright, fantastic. So, guys, this seems a little bit more thicker, to be honest, whatsoever, than the other ones. I'll probably make like a little tiny comparison here, but this one's also like a little bit similar to it. In fact, a little bit similar. But I think the length of it was a little short, apparently. So I'm just like, okay, that seems a little short there for some reason. And this one's a little thin as well. Guys, it seemed a little too short, so I kind of just decided to just like get something like this one, for example. So make things a little bit easier for me. Which could actually, oh, it's the same size. Oh, jeez. What can you do? Actual same size. I mean, the length. Okay, I see. Alright, whatever. I'll probably just use whatever's like available. So I'll just use this one instead. Because at least it's a little bit longer than these ones, to be honest. Yeah, slightly longer at least. Like about a few more millimeters at least. Yeah, a little bit longer. Okay. So we'll probably use this one then properly. Just to get it right there. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it should be okay. It's very sticky too. So it should be good to go. So let's try and get ourselves the, yeah, try to get ourselves the Elecgear over here with the heat pipe, by the way. It's pretty interesting. But I can't wait to try it though, to be honest, and so forth. So everything's in place, so okay. So just insert it like this. And it kind of looks like a nacho, by the way. That's why I wanted to like mess around with it and so forth. So it looks like the thick stuff didn't work, so at least I tried to. Because I was trying to see if I could use something a little thicker, but I guess it can barely fit. I guess it doesn't work that way. Oh well. At least I tried to. Oh well. That's a bummer. I was looking forward to using this, but I guess not. Because at least I tried. I'm not sure which one to start with, but I guess I could try the red one here. Oh, hold on. Just want to try it just out of curiosity. Alright, fine. We'll just use the device then. Whatever. Very well. Have it your way, thermopad. I wonder if I could just put 4 in there, if I could. It seems like a little bit of a strange little pattern here for some reason, so I'm gonna make the best out of it. This is totally brand new to me for some reason for putting the thermopad like this. It's pretty odd though. Okay. It's pretty strange to me. Let me just make sure I get the other one there because it looks a little uneven. I wanted to keep it in the center there. Just do the same thing with the rest of them. And that way I could be able to do it properly. Oh, it's a little bit off there. Hold on. Just move it up just a tiny bit more. Okay. Do the same thing for the rest of them. And just to make sure, just to give them some space, of course, obviously. Just to be certain. So at least that way is easier that way. Just to keep it like even Steven. Yeah. So we got ourselves the Pepto-Bismol set, but in squares. So now that we got that done, now we can install it. All right, fantastic. So I'm just hoping that it fits. It took me about 5 minutes to deal with this. And still doesn't work. I mean, it's a little bit odd though. I'm guessing something tells me that's it's a little awkward here. I'm still gonna try to put a little pressure in there, if I could. Seems a little strange to me. Yeah, so I guess it really wants me to use the thin stuff. Oh man. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be so awkward. So at least I tried to, like with this one, and I tried to do it with this one too, but I guess it does not want to I guess it doesn't want to fit in place. So I guess I had no other choice but to use this one. Very well. Guess we're going thin. And of course my fingers are slippery again. Okay. Alright, so we're getting a little bit thin here. Yep. It's like it doesn't want to come off. Sticking to itself like a Spider-Man. Okay. Yeah, so I guess I could do the same thing. It's gonna be so strange. Maybe the square piece, this one hurts. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and put 4 in here once again. Making sure to line them up properly in the middle. It's a little slightly off there. I'm sure I could try to use my finger as like a presser or something. Okay. Yep, just like that. And then the same thing with the other one. Got to use the power of the touch. Or the finger. Just like Freddy got fingered. Oh, of course I fell over too. So just make sure I do what I can to get this stuff here. Okay. I wonder if I could do 5. If I could. Okay, maybe not. Never mind. I kind of underestimated a little too much, so... Or probably just hoping too much, so, okay. And just make sure I properly align them. So I want to make sure it reaches the center part of it. Okay. Let me just get it close enough. All right. Oh, it's a little bit off there. Hold on. Kind of messed up in the upper corner here. I mean, the upper part of it. I'm gonna keep it in the center as much as I can. Okay. It should be somewhat okay, but I kind of messed up in that second part there. Just want to get it in there properly. Okay. Make sure it stays in place, and fantastic. All right. So now we should be able to. I'm just hoping it fits. I can squish it in there. Should be all right now. Gotta fit this nacho of a heatsink here. Just fit it in there properly. Just want to double check to make sure. All right. So we got that done. So let me just make sure I put the film back for this one here, just to protect it and use it for future use. Okay. Because I know it took me a little longer to get that in there, but I was just trying to see which one fits properly. It's kind of like pushing the heatsink back like upwards. So I'm just like, okay, I guess I had no other choice but to go like much thinner then. So that's what I had to do. So now that we got that in there, I'll just put this back in there too. But I'll probably still use the same screw. Oh, let me just double check to make sure that I fit everything in there properly. Just before I lock it in there. Okay, that's good. Fantastic. All right, so everything there, as well as the EVA pad just down there too. So that way it can be able to keep the SSD like off the board here. So it's all good. Fantastic. Now we can screw it in. Let's get this out first. Get it out first. Then I can screw it in there with the M.2 screw. All right. So I can get it in there. Stand this in place. So I want to make sure it's tightened properly. Make sure it doesn't move or anything. Alright, fantastic. So we have officially got the nacho in there. After having to like try to use this thermal pad as well as the Pepto Bismol with the thermal pad here, nothing works. So I have to resort to using this very thin one here, which I'll probably once again make a little comparison once more so you guys can see for yourselves. So yeah, so I have to go through the thickest stuff and then all the way towards the thinnest one. And that's what happened. So yeah, so now that we finally got that in there, which I know is a little bit awkward looking, I still call it, most likely I just call it like a nacho heatsink, for example, because it looks like a nacho, in my opinion. It's pretty interesting. So now that I got that in there, so I'm gonna try and see if I could put the games back into the Samsung 980 Pro, and you know, try out a few games and see where it goes. And I also have to mention that I probably would most likely be using, excuse me, let me just get it out of the wrapping for a second. I'll probably be using this one as well, the digital thermometer as well, so I could probably make a comparison with this one and as well as the Sabrent PS5 heatsink, of course. And yeah, this is what I'll be using, along with the cables too. So before we turn on the console, just before we do that, so I just want to let you guys know that I might be using the digital thermometer, because originally I was going to use this, but I never bothered to, where I had like extra thermocouplers there. So I'll probably like use this one instead. And of course I have like spare ones as well, of course, just in case. But I think I'll probably just use this one for now. Just one piece, 1 hertz, so I'm pretty sure it'll work pretty well. So it's pretty much the console still off, so that's fine. Just wanted to make sure it's working properly. But I took the opportunity to like look at the back of the battery and get it turned on as well, so that's what I did, and etc. And yeah, so it is off, but still it's still cooled down. So eventually once I turn on the console and try like a few games,
Yeah? Can't you see there's no place for you here? Not so tough after all.
God damn it, Nate, I can hear the fireworks from here. What the hell's going on?
Long story. Short version is get us the hell out of here.
Yeah? What do you want? Come on, hit me.
So anyway, so I decided to take a second look for both the Sabrent PS5 Heatsink and as well as the Elecgear PS5 Heatsink. So I just kept double checking to make sure, just be certain, because I did make sure to turn on the console and use a digital thermometer to look at both of them very carefully the second time for both of each. So I started with the Sabrent once again, and it seemed to be at least like around that 38 Celsius at least. And then eventually, after I did the Sabrent, that's when I jumped back onto the Elecgear. So I was kind of like back and forth between the two and whatsoever, because I did give the console some time to cool down and whatsoever for each of them, like before and after. So I let it at least run about like 20 to 21 minutes at least, just to see how far it goes and whatsoever. That's how I found out my answers like that. So I was like, okay, this is good to know, and etc. And pretty much that's how I found out with the temperatures, which I double checked again after the second times, and so forth. And I have to say, the Elecgear is a pretty neat heatsink, no doubt about it. It's pretty neat, because I was pretty much glad that I was able to try it out myself to see if I could make a comparison with the Elecgear to the Sabrents. And I do have to admit, like, both of them are pretty solid heat sinks in my opinion, no doubt about it. And it was a little bit strange with the thermal pads for the Elecgear, how it just gives you like 3 of them and stuff like that. Oh no, not 3. It just came with like 2 of the like thermal pads, like the blue one and the pink one, which I was a bit like unsure about, like the thinnest one. So I just started with like the third party thermal pads just to do a little experimentation, just out of curiosity. And I kind of found out the hard way, so I had to end up like stick with the thin one, which it makes the most sense. So it's good to know. And I was very surprised that it actually has like a EVA pad as well, which it kind of made me wish I had that in the first place, because it made me wish that the Sabrent came with that too. But you know, the more you know. So I was glad that the Elecgear has the actual legitimate like EVA pad, which I was very surprised, because I didn't know it was going to come with that too. So I was like thinking to myself, why couldn't I not get this in the first place? I definitely should have gotten that in the first place a long time ago. That's what I should have done, because I knew for sure that, yeah, mistakes were made. But, you know, just gotta make the best out of it too, and try to at least fix it as best as I could. And yeah, so I just wanted to like fast forward the clips a little bit there, just in case. So at least that way you guys can see, like, once again, I make a little double checking on both of the heat sinks. And yeah, so I'll let the clips run. So I'd like to thank you all so much for watching the video. I hope everybody has a very great morning, afternoon, evening, night, as well as staying safe. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.
You thought you could trick me with that fake evidence, didn't you?
So, how did you know it wasn't the real one?
Tails!